Okay, when the time turns over, everything will start.
Kona
Good to go.
ice that is grandfathered.
I'll go sit in the audience.
Good. At 20%.
Try not to fall asleep.
Behave.
Hi, Gail.
I guess it's a countdown minute, would be my guess. We're at 32 seconds right now.
My iPad says it's 3:59.
Oh, okay.
So I was waiting until it's 4 o'clock.
There we go.
Oh, it's 4 o'clock. It's 4 o'clock, so I'm going to call the meeting to order. Chad is not here today, so I guess I will run the meeting. So the first thing on the agenda is the April minutes, which were emailed to you.
I'll make a motion that we approve the April minutes as presented if nobody has questions.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I second it.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the April minutes as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So we can move on to the April claims, which were also sent to you. Any comments, questions on those? Or motions to approve?
I'll make a motion that we accept the April claims as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the April 2026 claims as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, and finally, the 2211 and the 25039 fund balances.
I have not seen those today.
I think Emily was a little bit later getting in, but they are on the Google Drive today.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Emily, am I correct saying that the person that normally prepares those for you is on vacation last week?
Yes.
She was,
Okay.
yeah. The email said that we would get them Monday, and so.
Nobody has any questions or comments. I'll move that we accept the 2211 and 25039 as presented.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor of approving the 2211 and 25039 balances, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. So we can move on to the updates, which the only thing on the updates is the mobile food vendor memorandum of understanding, which we have voted on this the last two meetings, but Ryan and Gary were part of a subcommittee assigned by the mayor to propose changes to the MOU. Would you guys like to talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, I think the main thing that we are recommending is that we don't even try to have an annual.
A seasonal fee.
Yeah, let's get through the first year and see how it goes, but with rainouts and those kind of things, I'm not sure that's really fair to either party to do it that way. So we are recommending $100 per day or $150 per weekend. And the only one that would not apply to would be Kona Ice, as they have a long-standing relationship that they get 20%, or they give the city 20%.
Mm-hmm.
Parks.
And we would recommend grandfathering that in.
Okay. Chad's not here, and I don't even know if he would know. Perhaps the mayor could tell us, but since this is a memorandum of understanding, and it does have the 100 and the 150, but do we need to have some sort of documentation about the Kona thing?
Might be a question for the city attorney.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's probably an attorney question. Does it not say anything about weekdays versus weekends? Cause Kona also doesn't work weekends.
Right.
It's
Okay.
only do, like, they'll come down and do soccer.
It was still $100 a
Tuesday.
day for like the weekdays except for
I
Kona,
believe
that's
it was
what we talked about.
discussed that we were just gonna hand.
And this is not a
on
contract,
their
it is an
contract,
MOU,
like
so
on
I
their
don't know
MOU.
if that means that,
Have their own contract.
that the
Like, we
Kona
were just
thing
gonna
is
handwrite it
irrelevant, they're
in
just not
on
gonna
that
sign this
area.
document?
So it was
I don't
written.
know.
The city attorney was in the meeting
Oh, okay,
when we
Yeah.
discussed this.
okay.
And she knew about the 20%.
Right.
If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it was mentioned that we would just write it in. Like we would have, a contract or the MOU with them, we would just physically write in their 20% since they are kind of being grandfathered in.
Okay, I just didn't know. Does anybody have any questions or comments for, Ryan and Gary?
I can say the 150 a weekend actually came from talking a little bit more to Chad and realizing Fridays they don't play as many games. And then Sundays, once people lose, they pretty much leave.
Mm-hmm.
So you really get that one full day on Saturday. You know, kind of made sense to do it that way to see how this works this year.
Okay.
And that we talked to the personnel that runs everything to make sure what was kind of the easiest way to handle all this, you know, on the other side of it, and this seemed to be the best way to handle this.
Okay.
Are there any mention on the duration of when this will be reviewed? Is it like that we said that it's going to be reviewed on an annual basis, or is it as needed?
Sorry, I can't hear you.
There was a conversation related to being a calendar year.
Okay.
So you'd have to redo them every spring, roughly.
Like each vendor would have to re-sign every year, or the board needs to review this every year?
The board can review it whenever they want, but
Okay.
the vendor would need to re-sign
Sign,
before
okay.
they started again in the next season.
And that
next-
makes sense.
Next year.
Marchish.
And there is a place on here for, specifically for the dates and the terms, so you would say 2026, and then you'd have to fill out a new one next year. Thank you guys for meeting with Chad and getting that ironed out. We appreciate it. Do we have a motion to approve this? Or do we have more discussion?
I would move that we vote to approve the MOU
Okay,
as
Okay.
it's written.
thank you,
Second.
thank you. Okay, then if there's no more discussion, then we can, vote. All in favor of opposing? Can we go home? All in favor of approving the, edited memorandum of understanding, for $100 a day fee and $150 a weekend fee, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great. That's good to have off the agenda. There were no incidents. I assume that's still the case, Carrie?
Nope, no incidents.
Thanks. Program league updates?
Okay. National Kids to Parks Day is this Saturday, May 16th, and we're going to celebrate at Shields from 11:30 to 1:30 with free hot dogs, free chips, and free water, and we will have a bouncy house. Next up, we have our Summer Volleyball League. We currently have 29 teams signed up. Registration does close this Friday. It is $185, and that includes the team fee, the player fees for up to 6 players. However, if you would like more than 6 players, you can pay an additional $15 each for each player. Then we have our Summer Pickleball League at Geyser Park. It is $30 per player. There will be 6 weeks of gameplay. Mixed leagues are Mondays from 6 to 8:30 starting June 1st, and we currently have 13 teams signed up. Men's league will be on Tuesdays from 6 to 8:30. It starts June 2nd, and we currently have 17 teams signed up.
17?
Uh-huh.
17 men's teams?
Individual. They're
Individual.
individual.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You're right, you're fine. 17 men.
My bad. Sorry, guys.
No, that's right. I
You're
was
right.
just thinking like that's a lot of men.
And then women's league, we have, we'll start Wednesday, June 3rd, and it will also be from 6 to 8:30, and there is 17 women as well for that league. We have Freedom to Dink pickleball tournaments, and it will be from June 26th through the June 28th at Geyser Park. Matches will start at 8 a.m., and it is $2.50 per player. We currently have, let's see, 11 teams signed up, and that's a mixture of women's doubles, men's doubles, 55 up. And then we have our Stars, Stripes, and Strides 5K. It will be July 4th at Freeman Field at 9 a.m. It is $30 to register, and that includes a t-shirt. However, we will also have registration open at 8 a.m. race day as well. Anybody have any questions? Sorry, I kept getting my stuff in my words today.
Anybody got any questions? Otherwise, we can move on to the reservation requests.
I do have 4 separate, and they're all nonprofits. Would you like me to just present them all at once and then vote at the end? Or do you want me to present individually and vote individually?
Why don't you present them all at once, and then we'll vote at the end.
Okay. All right. I have Jackson County United Way. Their annual Day of Caring is tomorrow. They're requesting Crossroads for the kickoff event. That's from 7:15 in the morning to 9:30. They just kind of hang out with their volunteers, different things like that. They've provided certificate of insurance, and this has been approved at Board of Works. Next, I have the National Alliance for Mental Illness. They are requesting Crossroads. It's an annual walk that they do. It's from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. on September 13th. They have provided all their paperwork, and this one has also been approved through Public Board of Works.
Okay, they were okay with, instead of City of Seymour, that it says Crossroads Park. Okay.
It wasn't questioned.
It's close enough.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you even recognize that. Most people don't even look at that. Like the number of times I've sent stuff to people that like don't, or they
Harry
like,
always
send
says
it
He
to
does.
us and
And
it,
since the one time he caught it, I check it
most
every
people
time.
don't recognize that.
Okay. Next, I have Outreach Ministries of Seymour. They are requesting Crossroads from 4 to 9 on July 11th. It's an evening of prayer, worship, fellowship, and then they do food, and they give out food and stuff like that. They have presented all of their paperwork. This one has not yet gone to Board of Works. And then finally, I have Seymour Young Marines, their annual Red Ribbon Week on October 24th. They have presented their certificate of insurance, but it does expire before the event. So she is aware that she would have to send this an updated version in order to keep up with that. But outside of that, everything else is up to date and good.
Make a motion that we accept the 4 nonprofit reservation requests.
Seconded.
Thank you. All in favor of approving all 4 reservation requests, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nice. Thank you, Emily. Miscellaneous business, Tracy, are you aware of anything?
I am not.
Does anybody else have a miscellaneous business? Oh, I thought I heard someone over there start to talk. Do you have miscellaneous business?
No.
I will say that, I don't know if Chad was gonna tell you this if he was here or not, but I'm gonna tell you. Since our last meeting, he and the city attorney and I have looked at, the rental agreement for the different, for the parks. And there's been some, we tweaked a few things, and the city attorney, some things that were brought up at last month's meeting, those were kind of clarified because they weren't real clear in that. So that document has been edited. I assume, since he didn't send it to us this week, that that's not a document that we have to approve, but it has had some edits. So if you're curious about those, you can reach out to one of us. Yes.
No, I was just like, what was was
Well-
it concerning, or like, I'm not recalling what
Well,
the issue was.
We had the gentleman last month who was talking about
Oh.
his canceled thing. And I think, if I remember correctly, and this has been a few weeks, but if I remember correctly, the document that was signed, like it either didn't have the April to June dates for where the Seymour leagues get preferential treatment, or maybe it didn't have the Monday to Friday or Monday to Thursday on it, or maybe both. But anyway, it wasn't as specific as it probably should have been. So that has been corrected.
I did run into that gentleman getting a pizza the night after
Oh yeah,
our meeting, and he was very satisfied with the way that was handled
good.
at our meeting.
That's good.
He has been into rent
Mhm.
since and has been pleasant
Yes.
to work with, so.
Good. That's good, because I wasn't sure.
Yeah, same, but it went well, yeah.
Good. Any other miscellaneous business?
Is there any update on naming the ball field, or is that moving forward?
So I know we've discussed getting the plaque, ready, and, that's all I really have at this point. We've been working with somebody getting the plaque ready. Looks as if the mayor might have some more.
Yeah, no, I think Chad's gonna have a couple of really good pieces when it's all said and done, that'll be pretty cool, so I know he was.
Good.
I know
He had showed me a couple things that,
yeah.
the plaque was one of them, but there was a secondary piece that I think would be a neat addition as well, so.
Okay, great.
And then I think once those come in, he was gonna do a ceremony at the park, so, which might be towards the end of, well, if we're lucky, be towards the end of rec league season, so. Where we can catch it on a ball night instead of an empty night.
Sounds good.
If there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thanks. All in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, we will see you next month, Monday, June 8th at 4:00.
Square?